This is your no bullshit guide to a happier life. Quick, but not necessarily easy tips to help you to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your business and your life. My name is Helen Calvert. I'm a coach, a business owner and a parent, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I do swear occasionally, as the title suggests, so pop in your headphones if I'm not safe for little ears. Ready to go? Let's do this. Hello and welcome to this episode where we are talking about goals and wishes. So this is all part of my current series, which is about our relationship with ourselves. What is the difference between our goals and our wishes? So our goals are what we are going to do, where we are going to get to, what we would like to make happen for ourselves, something that we have put there in the future that we're working towards. Our wishes are things that we hope will happen. So, in a very simple way, I might wish that it's going to stop raining, that it's going to be sunny at the weekend. My goal might be that I'm going to make sure I have a decent umbrella and winter coat in case my wish doesn't come true. But that's obviously very simplified and, small scale stuff. But we're talking today about the bigger things. So the goals are under our control. Not entirely, because nothing is entirely under our control. But to a certain extent, the goals and whether we reach them are under our control. If I have a goal to get a decent winter coat, then I can make sure I earn the money for that. I actually bother to go shopping for it. I research the one I want. And, hopefully that happens. There's a good chance if I put my mind to it, that's something that I can make happen. Our wishes are outside of our control. So I can wish all I want, but I can't affect the weather. And more importantly, really, for today's episode, I can wish all I want, but I can't control other people. So I can wish that somebody would treat me a certain way, or that someone would turn up in my life, or that someone will finally recognise that, I should be shown more appreciation at work, or whatever it might be. But that is outside of my control. I cannot control other people. The only person's behaviour that we can control is our own. And this is all part of what I'm talking about this series, because there are many things that we deserve, that should be happening for us, and we can wish all we want, but all we can do is control how we behave. So, for instance, I could have a goal of earning £10,000 this month. That's not entirely under my control. There's all kinds of factors that go into that. But if it's my goal, there are lots of things I can do to reach that goal. I can, put my mind to it, put a strategy in place and go for it. That's something I can effect. I could wish to find the man of my dreams, but there's nothing really I can do about that. That's debatable. You can do certain things to make it more likely you're going to find a partner, but really, wanting Prince Charming to ride into town, that's a wish. It's a great wish. Let's hope it happens. But there's really bugger all we can do about it. We might as well focus on other things while we're, wishing that the universe gets its act together and makes him turn up. Now, wishing is important. I am not here to tell you to stop wishing. Wishing is really important. Using our imagination, opening up our minds. There's something very creative about wishing. Daydreaming, so important. Letting our mind wander, picturing different things, imagining a better life or something exciting that might happen. That's great. That's good for our mental health. It's wonderful. Hoping, picturing, manifesting, if that's your thing. And it helps us to focus and to understand what opportunities we want to take. So, if I am wishing that the man of my dreams is going to show up in my life. And by the way, Alex, if you're listening, it's okay, honey. You are the man of my dreams. Don't worry. But anyway, back to it. If I'm wishing that the man of my dreams is going to show up in my life and somebody says to me, my husband's got a single friend and he's this, that and the other. And you think, oh yeah, he sounds pretty good. Do you want to meet up with him on Saturday? Yes, I'm probably going to rearrange my plans so I get the opportunity to meet this dude because I've got it in my head that this is a wish. So there's nothing wrong with wishing. It helps us to see what opportunities we want to take if they arise. And it's just a pleasant thing to do. It's lovely. It's a nice way to live. And I would always encourage everyone to use their imagination, bit of escapism, bit of picturing what we wish would happen, things that might feel currently out of our reach. And of course, there's far more things to wish for than just relationships. There's all kinds of stuff that we might want to picture, and that's lovely. But just wishing and not actually setting any goals or working towards anything ourselves leads to resentment. And I'm the enemy of resentment. Resentment is one of the most corrosive forces in our lives, because if we're only wishing and it's all stuff that's outside of our control, it leads us to start questioning why people aren't helping us. Why aren't people doing things for us? Why aren't people showing up for us? Why aren't these things happening? When really, it's not things we can control. We can't control what other people do. They've got their own goals and wishes. And if good stuff happens, amazing. But only wishing is just going to leave you feeling resentful and disappointed. So, use your imagination, daydream, wish. I am all for it. But the majority of your time, focus on your goals. What can you make happen? And it could be anything. I don't know what your goals are. They can be anything you want. They can be big, small, outrageous, standard. I would say I don't care. I do care. I care that you reach them. But I don't care what they are because they are yours. But what can you make happen? You're in control of your own behaviour. What is it you are going to set your sights on and make happen for yourself? So our mindset block for today's episode is that when we talk about goals and putting our mind to something, we can get a little bit worried because, Helen, if I say it's a goal and I'm going to do it, what if I fail? What if I can't make it happen? Okay, so we need to just bin this concept of failure. We really do. I don't know where it's come from. There's many things that might have informed this idea we have about failure, but really it's so unhelpful and it's pretty nonsensical, to be honest. Because even if you were an Olympic athlete and you said, right, this is the year I'm going to get the gold medal, and then you got silver. Okay, you didn't reach your goal, but is the word failure appropriate? You just got a friggin' silver medal at the Olympics. You did something incredible. I'm really not here for the idea of failure because getting to a goal is a journey. And every film we ever watch about a hero on a journey shows you all the challenges and roadblocks and setbacks. Nobody goes, oh, I'm going to take this ring to Mordor. Next scene, there it is in Mordor, or whatever film you want to pick. I'm going to save the world. World saved. It's twists and turns and setbacks and challenges and learning experiences and opportunities for growth and realising our vulnerabilities and trying again and trying something different. That's the journey of trying to get to any goal. And, these aren't failures. This idea that, we can fail at something and look silly and everyone's going to say, oh, I told you couldn't do it. I mean, if there's people like that in your life, maybe we should just get rid of them. But that's a different discussion. But, let's say my goal is to earn £10,000 this month and I go for it and I do everything I can and I earn 8. Am I going to sit there and think, oh, I'm a failure? not gonna set any goals ever again. Of course not. I'm going to think, wow, I earned 8,000 and look at all the things that I learned work and look at all the things that I learned don't work. Right, next month I'm going to put that into practice and hone it and try again. Next month, 9,000, getting closer. And then you hit your goal and then you set a new one and then you have other setbacks and you keep moving. So can we just bin this failure idea? Because it's bullshit and it's not helpful. And people don't fail. People go after their goals. And if they don't get there, they find another way to get there. Or they decide on a different goal. And it's all part of the journey. But it's better to get out there and make things happen than just to sit around wishing. Hopefully we can all agree on that. But if you're not used to reaching your goals, if you're not used to having them and going for it and making things happen, if you're not used to getting there, the first time will be the hardest, as with most things in life. Because getting where you want to be is a habit. It improves with practice. So it's like another muscle to train, your goal-getting muscles. Get used to setting a goal, going after it, realising that you've gone after it in, not quite the right way, figuring something out, realising the goal needs to change, going after it again, doing something else. Get used to just going after it and believing that you can make it happen. It won't happen tomorrow. It won't necessarily be easy, but my goodness, you can make it happen. It's under your control. Now, I am absolutely here to help. This is one of the key things I do when coaching my clients. We set their goals, and those are their goals. I do not set the goals. I help them figure out what it is that they want. We set those goals and then we go after them and we break them down into manageable steps. So I am absolutely here to help. And if you would like to work with me, you can find out all the information in the show notes for this episode. But you have to stop just wishing. Because I can spot the clients who come to me wishing that I can make it happen for them. That is not how it works. You've got to come to me knowing that you are going to put in the work, that you are going to do the stuff. I will walk beside you and support you 100%. But you have got to do, because that is how we get to where we want to be. Wishing is joyful and wonderful, and I love a good drive in the sunshine, imagining all these wonderful things that could happen. But then we put our heads down, we figure out our goals, and we go after them. And this is another crucial element of your relationship with yourself. You've got to start believing that you have it in you to get where you want to be. Because you do. Because having it inside you to get to where you want to be, that's not a special thing that only some people have. There's no reason that you can't say, right, I'm going to do this and then that and then the other, and I'm going to make this happen. It's not easy. It's hard to do it by yourself. Yes, you often need support. You often need all kinds of things, including to be excessively kind to yourself. Go back to the old self-care episode if you're ever unsure about how to nurture yourself through this process. But you are no different from anybody else. You can decide what you want and go after it. Don't let anything stand in your way. And this is about showing up for ourselves and saying, right, I am getting this out of life. I'm going to stop wishing and I'm going to start doing. So here endeth the lesson. But I am so passionate about seeing people not only reach their goals, but even at the start, just own their goals, because your goals do not have to be the same as mine, or the same as your friends, or the same as the goals your parents have for you, or that someone else is setting for you. Your goals are your own. So what is it you really want? What is it that is under your control to go after? And how are you going to do it? And whilst you are doing that, please be excessively kind to yourself, and let's go get it. Let's squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of life. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Did you know that my first book is now available to purchase online? Check out the show notes for details of how to get your hands on a copy. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave me a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you know when new episodes are up. If you would like to work with me one-to-one or follow more of my content, you can find out how in the show notes. See you next time.